I think that leads us into sin, because we had a lot of sin questions. A lot of people asked us, well, what is sin and what is the consequences of sin? And so we'll try to hit those questions. I did a message on sin a couple weeks ago. Was anybody here for that? A few people. I would encourage you to just take a listen again.
It's a big one. Listen to it online.
Yeah, but I also know that there's there's a lot of people who need to hear it a few times, or maybe feel like their questions weren't answered in that. So I think first off, I think there was an old way of looking at sin. And sin was that which qualifies us for God's judgment. We broke a rule, we believed the wrong thing, and we were no longer Christians, right? You hear some prominent people say oh, that person believes this, they're no longer a Christian. And that qualifies you for God's judgment. And God's judgment then becomes, well, God's going to decide whether or not to send you to the fiery torment of hell, okay? I would say sin is very real, like I just said. And I would say sin is anything we do to disrupt the peace and restoration and renewal that God intends for God's people. So I make us do this every time. How many of us are going to walk out the door tomorrow and disrupt God's peace, that peace that God intends? Raise your hand. All of you. Me too. So yeah, we're sinners. We do that. So what is God's judgment? Well, God's judgment is saying, hey, you're my beloved, but you need to repent. You need to know that you're so loved by me that I want you to partner with me. I want you to partner with me in bringing restoration and renewal. I want you to help restore this place. And you're not doing that by your sinning. So repent, change your mind about this, and partner with me, be restored so that you can help bring peace to this place. That's the way that God's judgment now looks. You know what's really saddening, and I'm sorry, I'm on a soapbox, because I'm super sad about the fact that so many people are afraid. They go to church because of consequence. I'm afraid of what God's going to do to me if I do sin this way, or if I do. That's not good news. What an awful way to live, to just be constantly afraid that God has God's finger on the trigger, ready to do something wrong to us if we get it wrong. It blows my mind. God's way bigger than that. So sin is important, but God is not sitting there waiting to punish us.